You might be using all the right hair products, but if you're not feeding your hair from the inside out, you are missing a crucial step. And in this video, I am revealing the first of 7 powerful superfoods for hair growth. And this one is packed with nutrients that can make a real difference. Let's dive right into it. All right, so here's the deal. When I first started my hair growth journey, I was all about the external stuff. I mean, I had a whole arsenal of products, shampoos, conditioners, oils, you name it. I was like a mad scientist in the hair care aisle, reading every label, trying to concoct the perfect formula for luscious locks. Sound familiar to anyone out there? It should, but here's what I didn't realize at the time. Our hair, it's not just this separate entity that exists outside of our bodies. It's deeply connected to our overall health and well-being. Think about it. Hair is made up primarily of keratin, and keratin is protein. So in order for our bodies to create this protein to grow strong, healthy hair, we need to give it the right raw materials. It's kind of like trying to bake a cake without any flour or eggs. You can have all the fancy toppings in the world and all the decorations that you want, but if you don't have those key ingredients, you're gonna end up with a pretty sad looking cake. The same principle applies to our hair. I remember when I first learned about this connection between nutrition and hair health, it was like a light bulb moment for me. Suddenly, all those times I've been shedding more than usual or noticing my hair looking dull or lifeless, it started to make sense. I realized that maybe, just maybe, naughty girls need food. No, I hadn't been nourishing my body with the nutrients that it needed to support healthy hair growth. And guys, let me tell you, when I started making changes to my diet and incorporating more hair-friendly foods, the difference was unreal. My hair started growing faster, looking shinier, and feeling stronger than ever before. It was like I had finally cracked the code to the perfect hair care routine, and it started from within. So, what's this magical superfood that I've been teasing? Drumroll please. It's bone broth. But Stalin, isn't bone broth just fancy talk for soup stock? Trust me, there's so much more to this ancient elixir that meets the eye. You see, bone broth has been a staple in traditional medicine for centuries. In Chinese and Ayurvedic practices, it was revered for its ability to strengthen hair, nails, and skin. Our ancestors were onto something, and modern science is finally catching up. So you see, back in the day, having long, lustrous locks was seen as a sign of vitality and good health. And guess what? Bone broth was often prescribed as a dietary remedy to help achieve that. It's like our great-great-grandmas were the original hair gurus, and we're just now rediscovering their secrets. So what makes bone broth so powerful for hair health? It all comes down to the nutrients. First up, we've got collagen and gelatin. These are the building blocks that give our hair its structure and elasticity. Then there are amino acids like protein and glycerin, which are essential for producing keratin and protein that makes up our hair. But that's not all. Bone broth is also loaded with minerals like zinc, magnesium, and iron, all crucial for preventing hair thinning and keeping our follicles in tip-top shape. And let's not forget about hyaluronic acid, which helps our hair retain moisture and stay hydrated. It's funny, whenever I think about bone broth, I'm reminded of my abuela's homemade caldo. That's more or less a soup, but you know, the kind that would simmer on the stove top for hours, filling the whole house with this comforting aroma. As a kid, I always felt like those soups had a kind of magical healing powers, and it turns out the secret was in the broth all along. So we know that bone broth is packed with all of these amazing nutrients, but how exactly does it work its magic on our hair? It all comes down to giving our bodies these raw materials that they need to create strong, healthy locks from the inside out. First and foremost, bone broth is incredible for promoting scalp health. The collagen and the amino acids in bone broth help to nourish and hydrate the scalp, reducing dryness and flakiness. And let's be real, a happy scalp is the foundation for happy hair. But bone broth doesn't just stop at the scalp, it also works to strengthen and nourish each individual hair strand. By providing our bodies with these building blocks for keratin production, bone broth encourages thicker, more resilient hair that's less prone to breakage. And for all of us who are dealing with hair shedding due to stress or nutrient deficiencies, bone broth can be a total game changer. The nutrients in bone broth help support the hair growth cycle, promoting healthy follicles and reducing shedding over time. Now, I want to be completely transparent with you guys. While there's a ton of anecdotal evidence that traditional wisdom supporting hair benefits of bone broth, the scientific research specifically on bone broth and hair growth is still fairly limited. Most studies have focused on the individual components of bone broth, like collagen and certain amino acids. But with that being said, the available research does suggest that the nutrients found in bone broth can indeed support healthy hair growth. For example, a 2015 study published in the Journal of Cosmetic Dermatology found that oral supplementation with collagen peptides improved hair thickness and reduced shedding after just 90 days. And while we can't make any definitive claims, the real life testimonials from people who have incorporated bone broth into their diets is pretty compelling. I've heard countless stories from folks who have seen significant improvements in their hair after making bone broth a regular part of their routine. I'm curious, have you ever tried using bone broth for hair growth? Or maybe you've seen benefits from incorporating more collagen-rich foods into your diet? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from your experiences. Alright, so now that we know why bone broth is such a hair growth powerhouse, let's talk about how to actually incorporate it into your routine. The great thing about bone broth is that it's very, very versatile and easy to work into your daily diet. The simplest way to reap the benefits of bone broth is to just drink it. Just drink it straight up. Aim for about 1 cup per day for the best results. You can sip on it like you would a tea or a coffee, or even use it as a base for your smoothies if you're extra fancy. But if chugging bone broth isn't really your thing, no worries. You can really incorporate it into your meals. Use it as a base for soups and stews, or even swap it out for water when you're cooking grains like rice or quinoa. It's an easy way to sneak in some extra nutrients without even thinking about it. Now, when it comes to choosing your bone broth, you've got a couple of options. You can totally make it from scratch at home using high quality bones from grass-fed animals, but let's be real, not everyone has the time for that. If you're going the store-bought route, just make sure to choose a brand that uses organic, pasture-raised bones and doesn't add any funky ingredients or preservatives. I'm also curious about this one. How many of you would be willing to try incorporating bone broth into your hair growth routine? It might seem a little unconventional at first, but trust me, your hair will thank you. Let me know in the comments if you're team sip it straight or team sneak it into your meals. Personally, I do both, but I tend to sneak it into my meals a little bit more often. Now, I know that we all want that magic potion that'll give us mermaid-length hair overnight, but the truth is, hair growth is a slow and steady process. Consistency is key when it comes to seeing results from bone broth or any hair growth treatment for that matter. In the first 2 to 4 weeks of consistently drinking bone broth, you might start to notice some subtle changes. Your scalp might feel a bit more hydrated and you might see reduction of hair breakage. This is because the nutrients in bone broth are starting to work their way into your system, nourishing your hair from the inside out. As you hit the 2 to 3 month mark, that's when things really start to get exciting. You'll likely notice that your hair is looking and feeling stronger and healthier just overall. You might see a reduction in shedding, and your hair might even start to appear thicker and more voluminous. But here's the thing, the real magic happens when you stick with it long term. After 6 months of consistently incorporating bone broth into your diet, that's when you'll likely start to see noticeable differences in the length and thickness of your hair. It's like the tortoise and the hare. Slow and steady wins the race when it comes to hair growth. And now I want you to imagine, just for a second, if you start incorporating bone broth into your routine today, where could your hair be in 6 months? In a year? The possibilities are endless. And the best part, you're not just growing longer, stronger hair, you're nourishing your body from the inside out. And that's what I call a win-win. Now, while bone broth is an incredible tool for supporting hair growth from the inside out, it works even better when paired with other hair healthy habits. Think of it like a superhero team up. When you combine forces, you get even more powerful results. One of my favorite ways to level up the hair growth game is to pair bone broth with a nourishing topical treatment like our main growth elixir. This dynamic duo is like the ultimate hair care power couple. You're nourishing your hair from the inside out with bone broth and from the outside with the elixir. It's a double whammy of hair loving goodness. Another important piece of the puzzle is staying hydrated. I know, we hear it all the time, but it's true. We hear it for a good reason. When you're properly hydrated, your body is able to transport nutrients more efficiently to your hair follicles. Plus, it helps keep your hair looking shiny and healthy. So make sure that you're sipping on that H2O throughout the day. And last but not least, don't underestimate the power of a good scalp massage or derma stamping session. These techniques help to stimulate blood flow to the scalp, which means more nutrients can reach your hair follicles. It's like giving your scalp a little workout, and who doesn't love a good head massage? Alright guys, so we covered a lot of ground today. Let's do a quick recap, shall we? We learned that bone broth is an absolute powerhouse when it comes to supporting healthy hair growth from the inside out. It's packed with nutrients like collagen, amino acids, and minerals that nourish your scalp and hair follicles, leading to stronger, thicker, and more lustrous locks. We also talked about how to incorporate bone broth into your daily routine, whether you're sipping on it straight or sneaking it into your meals. Either way, absolutely delicious. And we also discussed the importance of pairing bone broth with other hair healthy habits, like using our main growth elixir, staying hydrated, and giving your scalp some TLC. But here's the thing, all the knowledge in the world won't do you any good if you don't take any action. So I want to challenge you, starting today, start incorporating bone broth into your routine, whether it's once a day, a few times a week, or whatever feels sustainable for you. And while you're at it, don't forget to show your hair some love from the outside too. I want to hear from you guys. Are you ready to join the bone broth revolution and take your hair growth to the next level? Let me know in the comments below what steps you're going to take to start nourishing your hair from the inside out. And remember, consistency is key. With a little bit of patience and a lot of love, you'll be on your way to the mane of your dreams. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you found this video helpful. And until next time, may your hair be healthy and your bone broth be strong. Remember, when it comes to unleashing your main potential, the power is in your hands and in your broth. See you in the next video.